Congratulations! You have clicked on a video which is going to help you save 10 plus years of your life. 90% of the people are not going to click on this video. 90% of the people who have clicked on this video are not going to watch it till the end. And 90% of the people who did watch it till the end are not going to implement what I'm going to share in this video. Now, if you do all the three, then you will be in the top 1% of the people who are dedicated to leveling up their lives. In this video, we are going to talk about the perpetual problem of doom scrolling or phone addiction and practical ways to get out of it. So let's first start with the facts. An average person spends up to 4 hours in doom scrolling every single day. And that's like having a part-time job. And for millennials and Gen Z, this is worse because it goes up to 7 to 8 hours every single day. Let's do a quick activity. If you are an iPhone user, check out your screen time. And if you're an Android user, check out your digital well-being and see how many hours do you spend on your phone on a daily basis. What's the average? Let's say your average is 4 hours and you are about 25 years of age. So in the next 60 years of your life, you're going to be doing this for 10 years. And that's a lot of time to do this, right? They say to master a skill, you need to practice it for 10,000 hours, which is a little over a year. And here we are practicing the art of losing focus and getting distracted every single day for 4 hours straight. And then we often complain that we are not able to concentrate. Let's fix it. In this video, we are going to talk about why do we get addicted to our phone, how is it affecting us, and the practical ways to break out of this habit. All the timestamps are mentioned in the description if you want to jump to your preferred topic. Why do we really get addicted to our phones? You do get to see the entire world, what your friends are doing, what your family is doing by just sitting at home without taking any efforts. That's all true, but the scientific reason behind doom scrolling is that we get into the dopamine reward loop. So dopamine acts on the areas of brains which gives you the feelings of pleasure, satisfaction, and motivation. So when you pick up your phone and you see a reel or a short thumbnail, that gets you excited. You want to know what's going to happen. And that excitement stimulates dopamine and that makes you feel happy. So you watch the reel and then you feel, okay, that's it. And that's when your dopamine level comes down. Now you need to get another shot of dopamine. And for that, what do you need to do? Swipe up. So you do that once again and you get that dopamine shot once again. And you continue to do that and you end up in the rabbit hole of doom scrolling. So what essentially happens is your brain associates phone with that dopamine and then it naturally craves for those easy hits of dopamine. If you're still watching this video, give yourself a pat on the back because you are now in the top 30% people who are trying to level up. So how is it actually affecting us? There are numerous studies which says that this phone or the social media has a huge influence on us. And why not? We have literally created a new industry for social media influencers, right? With constant amount of doom scrolling, we often feel active, but we are actually inefficient. We feel connected, but we are alone, right? So apart from the problems like sleep deficit, lowered concentration, anxiety, reduced cognition, loneliness, insecurity, and psychological disorders, it has also started to impair our relationships with self and others. When is the last time that you actually kept your phone aside and spoke to your partner eye to eye for 5 minutes? With this constant doom scrolling, we often end up in a lot of negative self-talk and unwanted comparison with other people. I don't want to get deep into that. So now, instead of problems, let's focus on solutions. So I'm going to share a 5-step method. At first is identify whether you are addicted to your phone or not. So I read this interesting research paper which basically suggested that there are 5 traits which actually tell us whether we are addicted to our phones or not. So first is craving. Do you have a craving? Do you often feel like picking up your phone when you're talking to your partner, or when you're watching Netflix, or when you are maybe walking on a treadmill? Second is salience. So is your phone always in your mind even if you're not using it? Does it impact your mood? Do you get triggered when you see, okay, a friend of yours is enjoying their vacation in Japan or Switzerland? Third is tolerance. Do you need to be spending increased amount of time in your phone to obtain the same level of satisfaction? Fourth is withdrawal. Do you often feel angry or uneasy when you're not using the phone? Fifth is relapse. Have you tried to decrease your phone usage, but in a few days you get back to it? So if your answers to any of these questions are yes, then my friend, like a lot of other people in this world, you are also addicted to your phone. So now let's quickly accept this and put in your average screen time a day in the comments. So I also qualified to be addicted to doom scrolling, and I've also put my average in the comments. So now you have identified yourself as addicted to doom scrolling. The next step is understand your patterns and your triggers. So now you need to analyze your usage patterns and try and understand, when do you use the most often? Is it when you get up, or before going to the bed, or when you don't really have anything planned for that particular day? Once you do that, you need to set concrete goals for yourself. Admit that you have this problem and you want to get better, and for that you'll need to set goals. For example, your goal could be you're not going to use the phone for over an hour a day. The second thing is designate certain activities as screen-free. Now, establishing screen-free activities and moments in your day can be a highly efficient method to curb the habit of doom scrolling. Now, this helps you to intentionally opt for not using the digital gadgets during certain time periods or activities. Say, for example, while you're having your meals, or the first hour of your day, or the last hour of your day, or maybe you could try and have a new habit, that is, you're going to spend 1 hour with your partner and kids with undivided attention without phone. At my home, my dad had this rule that on the dinner table, we are not going to use our phone. And today I know that is such a brilliant practice that he made sure that I have in me. So we just spoke about some conscious steps that we can take to spend our days more mindfully. Up next is, how do we break out of doom scrolling? How do we break out of that habit? And for that, we're going to use the framework which was provided by James Clear in his Atomic Habits. So in this framework, the first step is to make it invisible. So for that, what you can do is turn off all your notifications, remove all the apps from home screen and put it somewhere inside, deep, after 3 pages. And then try to keep your phone away when you're sleeping or when you're working. And another thing that you could do is stop charging your phone in your bedroom, or rather put it in the living room or any other room. With that, how it helps is next day morning, you're not going to spend your first half an hour on the phone. Second is make it unattractive. Now for this, what I have done is, in my phone, I have activated my grayscale. So everything is black and white and it's not as attractive. So I don't feel like scrolling for a very long time. Third point is make it difficult. Now to make it difficult, you need to create more resistance. What you could do is log out of the apps once you have used it. Or maybe set a rule that you're only going to use web-based apps for your Instagram and Facebook. So each time opening the website, logging into the laptop and sitting and doing this is not as interesting as just lying down somewhere and just scrolling your way. So I think those are some strategies to make this entire process a little more difficult. Another thing that I have tried is I have app limits on each of my apps. So once I reach that app limit, it shows a pop-up which says your time is up, and then I might do a 1 minute or a 15 minutes. And that also acts like a reminder as to, Athulya, what are you doing with your time? So I think those are few resistances that you could consider to make it more difficult. Fourth is, make it unsatisfying. Now you could play your own game to get your dopamine hits, and when you lose, you'll become unsatisfied. So what I have done is, I have a target of using the phone only 1 hour a day, and I have created a calendar for me with all the 30 days. So if I'm using my phone only for 1 hour, I put a green tick on that particular day. If I've used the phone for more than an hour, I put a red cross. So when I do a green tick, I get a dopamine hit. When I do a red cross, I feel unsatisfied. So that's how I have tricked my mind to try and use my phone for less than an hour. Well done. You are in the top 10% of the people who have watched the video till here. Give yourself a treat. Last point for today is, find alternatives and engage in mindful usage of your phone. Now, often the most common reason as to why we do end up doom scrolling is because we really don't have anything better to do in our lives. Yes, it hits hard, but sometimes that is the truth. So what you can do is, now that we are trying to break out of a bad habit, it's also important that we instead bring in new good habits to manage that time. So for that, something that you could try is maybe try and get into reading or learning a new skill, or maybe picking up a hobby that's long lost, or maybe going for a walk, or maybe spending face-to-face time with your partner and your kids. Another concept that I wanted to touch upon was the mindful usage of phone. I understand that phones are important and sometimes they are really, really helpful. But what we need to be more careful about is, are we using our phone more mindfully or not? So for this, a strategy that I am using is, I've moved apps like Facebook and Instagram to the last page of my phone, to the last screen of my phone, and I have Headway on the top, I have books on the top, on the home screen. So when I am opening the phone, I'm automatically tempted to click on those apps which are there on the home screen. And that way, the time that I'm spending on the phone, I'm learning something new as well. Another thing that I have done is, I make sure that I'm liking the content or giving the content thumbs up if I feel that that has helped me. And this particular activity that I often do has helped me create an amazing feed. And now, most of the content that comes on my feed is extremely relevant, and I rarely see any irrelevant, crappy videos on both of my YouTube and my Instagram. Another idea is, you could create a new account and subscribe to channels and follow the people who are actually helping you with your work, with your studies, or helping you get better, and use that account for most of the time. And when you do feel like just wanting to doom scroll, then probably you could log into your older account and have that dose of guilty pleasure. Way to go, my friend. You are in the top 3% of the people who have actually made so far. Now, if you want to get into top 1%, then you need to be applying the ideas that I shared. That is, implementing a few of the steps, a few of the strategies, the ones that works best for you. Let me know in the comments below, how are you going to start? Is there a strategy that has actually helped you with getting away from doom scrolling? Put that as well in the comments so other viewers can also be helped. We are almost at the end of the video, and I hope that you have learned something new and you are motivated enough to break out of this habit. I loved making this video, and if you liked it as well, hit that thumbs up button to get your better feed and get me the dopamine hit. And share this with your friends and family who might find it useful. Like I said, to qualify into the top 1%, I urge you to log out of YouTube for today and come back tomorrow and put in the comment that you have qualified to be in the top 1%. Before logging out, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon if you haven't already for more content that's gonna actually help you level up, focus, and achieve great things in your life. Thank you so much for watching. This is me, Athulya Nair, signing off. Ciao!